It's time! We have 5 amazing fights for you. And first to start off under the 70 kilograms category, fighting out of the white corner, we have Fabian Alcer from Germany.
There is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow. Let it be.
And fighting out of the black corner from Italy, we have Muccini Marco.
Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be.
Okay, and I believe we're off. So just wait for Matt to come back. Actually, it will give me a little bit of time maybe to focus on the chess. This knight c3, bishop f4 system by Jobava. No, because the pawns have been exchanged on E. So actually, it's much more of a exchange French. But the DGT board is not working at the moment, so I'm going to have to... There you go. There you go. He'll be able to fill in the gaps.
We have an exchange French, I hear.
Indeed. So another opposite color, opposite side castling. So a big fight in view, and the pawns have already started rushing down on the king side.
No c pawn, and already a queenside castle. Okay.
So no danger yet. The trick here with black is to not touch anything on the king side. If you play a move like h6, pretending, to delay, all that's going to do is create a hook, and that hook is going to open a file, and so you want to avoid that at all costs. You just don't touch anything, and the further away you are from those pawns, the better. You focus on the queen side. That's what you're supposed to do. For example, if he rushes too fast and he plays a move like g5, he continues pushing that pawn, the knight can jump to h5. If you don't, if you push the pawn to h6, then g5 opens something up. It's a totally different story.
This is a very similar position to what we saw in the last fight before the break. The pressure on the king side, the pawns making a run for it.
But this, you see, for me, this I would never opt for this type of thing in chess boxing, because it does need some form of calculation. You need to be precise, and there's almost a bit of a lottery going on, like who's going to get there first. Whereas if you play purely positional chess, you can just keep, playing moves kind of fast at a good pace without, avoiding big mistakes.
Sure.
This is very risky.
Black is very consolidated, center of the board, all pieces protecting each other, all really looking like a tortoise, ready to pop out of the shell, ready to counterattack, but hasn't really sprung anything except for that B pawn. That B pawn is making its way. A pawn now supporting it, and 10 seconds left in this round.
Another way for the knight on D7, the one next to the queen, could bounce around a little bit and get to the C4 square on the queen side. So very difficult to know who's doing best here.
An exchange right before the end of the round, and the headphones come off. Fighters are going in the ring to put the gloves on, and we are about to get a boxing round. Who would you give the advantage to in that chess position?
That would be really impossible to say. I can't. It's a toss of a coin at that point, and if people aren't going to be able to play precisely, but just on their gut feeling, on instinct, and I make a difference between instinct and intuition. You're just playing with your gut, like, okay, this must be the move. Who knows who's going to arrive first? There might be complications down the road that we can't see from a distance. this is where there is kind of a factor. Maybe we don't want to call it luck, but like an X factor, something that's different from, it's not pure technique all the time.
Understood. A very serious look on our red fighter, the German fighter's face. And it looks like this fighter hails from Berlin. So we have a Berlin against another Italian matchup, an Italian fighter in the blue corner. And the Italian fighter's yet to put on his gloves. I wonder what the holdup is here. Here they come.
As I say, if there's a bit of a problem on the first round of boxing, it doesn't really matter because nobody's puffed out. There's nobody trying to regain steam or anything. So if there is a problem, it's better to have it at this point. But it's
very true. Yeah, little extra time in between rounds here, but no advantage in terms of extra break time or anything to Carl's point. And the red fighter psyching himself up, getting ready. Might have a little jump on his blue opponent. Very interesting guard on the blue shoulder. I hope he's healthy. And seconds out. There's the bell. First round underway. 3 minutes of boxing coming in hot. We got the red fighter in a southpaw stance. Blue Italian fighter. Very aggressive. Keeping the space very close and opting to throw hooks only in hook range. Keeps throwing the same right hook. He's found the target twice and probably has had 8 or 9 go into the guard.
To be honest, when I saw their chests, I believed that they would not be this good at boxing, to be honest. Because the chest is just very top-notch.
Yeah, I mean, I see some natural aggression. I don't see much from red yet at all, and not much technique from blue, just aggression. Even when he throws, his hands are coming down. He looks strong.
He has that confident stride.
Okay. We had a right hook to the body, right hook to the head. Landed clean on the chin. So red fighter might be a little stunned. He looks okay. He's still very timid, though. I'd like to see some jabs from him, opening up a little bit more. That was like a half jab. So
you have to be more confident.
Okay, and that's probably why he's a little timid. He throws a full jab, and the blue Italian fighter comes back strong with a right.
I've seen quite a lot of that, actually, these half jabs, not believing in the jab. The jab really is to take the guy, he has to fear it.
Absolutely, and if he's using your jab against you, you're not in a good spot. If you know when the jab is coming and can get ahead of it, anticipate it, and throw a lead hook just like that, that was perfect timing. Blue fighter does look a lot more experienced than the red right now.
Indeed. I think he's a little too square, maybe. And just the footwork needs working with.
Yeah, the jab isn't even a jab anymore. He was trying to push him away with that.
But it's true that the ref hasn't stopped for the moment, even after all these punches landed.
There hasn't been a big one clean landed on the head, though. There's that one that kind of went through the chin earlier, but I haven't seen many that would either knock him down or stun him. Now we might be getting close, but smartly the red fighter clinches.
There's always that question.
Yeah, you can look at the footwork of red, too. See how he's crossing his feet as he circles? Generally, you want to be stepping wider, not more narrow. And when you cross, if you time a shot when someone crosses, it's an easy knockdown, one that you really didn't even earn except for either getting lucky when the feet cross or timing it. Something else to look at with the feet. Every time he steps back like that, his feet are in a line, so he has no width in his stance.
The steps are just too big. They're not small steps. They're actually trying to move really out of the way rather than just slip a punch or take a half a step back.
Right.
So there's a lot of energy.
There's the bell. That was a one-sided round in favor of blue. But hopefully red can make something happen on the chessboard. Otherwise,
survival mode.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, very impressed with blue's boxing. Constantly coming forward, constantly shutting down the space of his German opponent. And what I mean by that is being able to, just like on the chessboard, controlling the center of the board and pushing your opponent into corners or forcing them to do things that they don't want to do.
blue fighter was doing a really good job of that in the ring as well, controlling the center of the ring, pushing him into the ropes, into the corners, and having his way. Very quick transition, and we've begun the second chess round. About a minute and 40 second advantage for White, and White having a lot of pressure on that castled king on G7. I'm sorry, G8.
G7, G8. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's opened the file, but everything seems extremely overprotected, and it's not exactly sure how he's going to bring the rest of his pieces into the attack. There is one...
There's an attack where the pawn on F7 is pinned to the king, and the queen is aiming at that H6 pawn.
Exactly.
But Black came over, swung the knight over to protect it. Now White looks to trade it off with this move to G3. Yep.
So he's exchanging a defensor, but there's just a lot of defenses there to... Defenders, sorry. I'm speaking French.
Queen comes in to back it up, and when this retake happens, it's important that it's...
King H8, that's a bit of a sidestep.
Mm-hmm. Get out of that pin. Yep.
Very well played.
It's true. So over 2 minute advantage now for White. White is clearly in control when it comes to the time, and is being the aggressor, similar to how Blue was the aggressor in the ring. White and the red fighter is being aggressive on the board.
It was very interesting what he did. He didn't get distracted by taking that pawn on F3, which he could have done. Instead, he exchanged the light square bishops, and all the questions of mate on a H7 one day that were lurking, they've all disappeared.
Great move to rook to E5 to protect his pawn and at the same time put pressure on the queen, and he is giving away his queen.
No. It's not so simple. It's not so simple.
Look at that.
And there's a check, so now we have to start calculating, but I think that he miscalculated that. And there's only 45 seconds left.
So went up a piece. Didn't blunder a queen, but went up a piece.
It's especially the time that's worrying me now for Black.
That's right.
Can he finish this round?
He is moving quick. I mean, there is a chance to survive this if he continues to move at this pace. Trading off the rook's probably not what he wants. He wants to keep his pieces on the board, keep it a little complicated, have pieces to be able to move.
And then it's counterintuitive, though, because in chess you would try to exchange everything before the time runs out. So it's a yes and a no. It depends of the situation. And now there is no good answer.
And we have a lot of checks here.
And he's going to be able to
survive it.
He's going to be able to... yeah, he will.
So we will get back to a boxing round here in just a few seconds. Position pretty much lost for Black, but Blue gets another shot at him in the ring. We have a win condition here now. If Blue is able to knock down Red or get a stoppage of Red 2 times in this round, he will win the fight.
Did he get a stoppage? Did he get a standing 8 count in the first one or not?
He did not, but if he gets 2 in this round, it's
a
victory.
lot of things do lead us to believe that could be possible from what we saw.
Yeah, from what we saw in that first boxing round, I mean, there were a couple flurries where it looked like the ref was eyeing the exchange and may step in at some point. Red really needs to show intelligent defense and counterattack if he's going to avoid getting stoppages. We know that he can survive an onslaught. He can get through the round, but let's see if Blue picks it up a little bit, knowing that if he goes back to the board, it's probably a loss.
Not probably, Matt. Not probably.
Can never say anything for absolute certain, but already we have big right hands coming upstairs, mostly catching the guard of our red fighter. German doing a good job of defending himself and putting that jab out there. That was one of the better jabs. 2 good jabs from our red fighter so far.
Well, in the last round, he wasn't sure that even if he survived the round. Now he knows with a certainty that there's only 1 round to resist.
Correct, yeah. And really what he needs to be thinking is throw a counter and use that punch to try to grab something. Grab a back of a neck, grab a shoulder, try to clinch, try to use your time intelligently. It might not be the most exciting fight for the crowd, but it's what's going to get you to survive the round.
He's losing a bit of pace and a little bit of power on those punches now. So maybe the German has done a good job of weathering the storm.
He's using his pace well, but and there's a clinch. Really well timed because he had just found himself in the corner. Needs to keep circling. Oh, good right hand. Actually gets through the guard this time, right above the right eye of the German fighter. Big lead hook goes just over the head of its target. Jab gets through, not much damage done though. And interestingly, he goes for a clinch, which just takes his time, his precious time. He needs to be going for big shots. Still circling, definitely showing some fatigue on red now too. Not much defense or jabs coming back. He's really just keeping the guard up and touching. His arms are tired from being held up. You see that little shake out there? Okay, a nice solid jab lands.
But I feel that there's a psychological game going on too. He's
Good
looking
punch.
at him like, you're not going to make it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might be dominating, I know that, but you're not going to make it.
Yeah, you're going to have to do more than that. He's going to have to tear the guard away. What comes to mind is the German fighter from the 95 kilogram world championship. The way that he was able to tear guard away and then throw a shot behind it, or throw a hook where the guard wasn't, and then a cross when the guard went to the hook. That was a good combination. He got one through. He needs to put more of his hip into that and let the German feel his power if he's going to have any shot at a stoppage. Another good shot lands.
He wants to count.
He has pushed him into the ropes, and smartly, the German clinches again.
We talked about 16 ounce gloves, and then the referee never counts.
Italian fighter just came over to complain to the commentary booth about what's going on. Maybe should be coaching his fighter instead.
No,
10 seconds left in the round.
Because it's 12 ounces, and so it should be more about, there's a debate going on, because they're smaller gloves. Should it be about counts, or in that case we're using 16-ounce gloves, and it's more about domination, and if the guy hits him enough times, well, there will be a stoppage, even if there's no risk of knockout. Again, another big debate that you could have, or you could just simply ignore. Depending on what your stance is.
I did not see grounds for a stoppage. I'm not sure about what debate's going on behind the scenes. I may have missed something, but there was not a big enough shot to land a stoppage there. I think Red did a much better job in that second boxing round, circling, defending himself, and making sure that he stayed away from the dangerous punches of his Italian opponent. But we are back to the board, and a clear advantage for White, both on the time and on the board. Only 7 seconds left for Italy. Playing it safe, pushing the pawn down the board.
He's not trying to mate him. He's just trying to make
timeout. Yeah. And that should do it. Big round of applause for the winner by timeout on the chessboard. Congratulations to our German fighter who will advance in the World Championship tournament, and very well fought by his Italian opponent. So they will make their way into the ring. We will get a hand raised, and we will keep moving on with the chess boxing action that we have the rest of the night. We have two and a half hours. We got a bunch of fights tonight, man. I hope your voice is warmed up. Dude, I'm not the guy.
But we can have the conversation, but